Hey there everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday at home practice video. Now this week we won't be having normal classes due to it being the week of Christmas. So today as well as Thursday I'll be posting an at home practice for you all to do at home. So please feel free to do this practice, to pause it when you need to go back, to go forward, to move all around, and to practice at home. And if you or your family has any questions on it, feel free to send me an email and I'll be more than happy to help you out with it. So today for our practice at home, I really wanted to work on our kicks. Now, the definition of our kicks specifically. Now, in Taekwondo, we really like to kick stuff. Our kicks are one of our pride and joys and one of the bread and butters of what makes Taekwondo, Taekwondo. So we have all kinds of different kicks. However, most of our kicks stem from our three essential kicks. And those kicks are our front kick, our side kick, and our round returning kick. Now, for these kicks, one of the best ways to practice them is, of course, to do them. However, when we're building up the technique and the definition of our kicks as well as strength and power for our kicks, in order to develop the muscles properly for it, we like to do my favorite drills of all times, which are slow kicks. Now, for slow kicks, the idea is that I pay attention to every last step of the kick. I make sure I'm doing the process correctly, the chamber, the extension, the re-chamber, the pivoting, the unpivoting. I'm doing every step properly. I'm taking my time to do it, and I'm doing it as slowly as possible. So we're going to start with the slow front kick today. So all you need to practice this is a wall or a banister or a railing or some place where you can support your body weight. Now what's going to happen for the front kick is if I've got my right hand on the wall, my left leg is going to be the kicking leg. So that way I'm not cramping myself up against a wall. So I'm going to put my right hand on the wall. I'm going to put my left hand up in my guard position, and then this whole kicking motion is going to be done with my left leg. So my left leg is going to come up for step one, which is making a table. This is my chamber for my front kick. I make a nice flat table, and then I'm going to do my step two, which is the extension of my front kick. Now for this extension, I'm just going to hinge at my knee, and I'm going to hinge nice and straight and push the ball of my foot forward and pull my toes back. So that's step two. Step three is my re-chamber, where I do that extension motion in reverse. Step four, I set my leg down. So a slow front kick will go just like this. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Now, what I'd like you all to do is go ahead and pause the video and do that 5 times on each side. Now, once you've finished doing your 5 slow front kicks on each side, now we're going to work a little bit more muscle development for those kicks. Now, something that I forgot to mention that's important not to forget is some of us might be able to do slow front kicks and hold it up as high as possible, and some of us might only be able to hold it up to our knee height. That is due to either a lack of or a lot of flexibility as well as the muscles that we're using. So don't worry whether you can do it low or high. Push yourself to go at that height that you can maximum. That's going to help us to develop as much skill and muscle and control as possible. So our next exercise, what we're going to do is similar to our slow front kick. However, what we're going to do is we're just going to lift up that kicking leg nice and straight, really fast. And then I'm going to try and control it and hold it out there for a count of 5. And then I'm going to go back down and then up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then down, then up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then down. So I'm going to do that 5 times on each side. Go ahead and pause the video so you can do it. Now, after we're done with that, I'm sure your legs, your thighs, your quads are going to be burning. If so, that means that you did it perfect. So after that, we're going to move into doing little circles with our legs. So what we're going to do instead of going straight up or doing our front kick is we're going to do a slow front kick out. And then I'm going to do 5 circles going around clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to do it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I rechamber and set my leg down. So go ahead, again, and pause the video, and do that 5 times on each side. So you'll do your slow front kick with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll do it again, 5 times on each side. Now that we finished the front kick and your legs are on fire, that means that you've done it right and you're building a lot of muscle with that. Remember, when we build muscle, it doesn't tend to be necessarily a comfortable feeling. A little bit of pain in that tells us that we're doing the right thing and we're building that muscle up in our body. Now, if that pain exceeds a little bit, that's when we want to tone it down a little bit and take our time to make sure that we're not injuring our body beyond recovery. So now that we finished our front kicks, we're going to move into our side kicks. Now, our side kicks, one of the most important motions for a side kick is what my base leg does, and that's called a pivot. Now, what a pivot is my base leg, my leg that's not kicking, is going to lift up on the ball of its foot and turn to the opposite direction of where I'm sending my side kick. So again, for a pivot, I go on the ball of my foot and I turn towards the wall. So for this instance, I'm going to use my left hand for my stabilizer, and I'm going to be kicking with my right side. So my left hand goes on the wall, and my left foot picks up and pivots towards that wall. Now my right leg is going to be my kicking leg. So what I want to do a proper side kick is I come up and my chamber is a line between my shoulder, my hip, and my heel. I should be able to make a line with my hand, and all 3 of those points, my shoulder, my hip, and my heel, should be in the line for it. So if I do that properly with my knee higher than my ankle, so knee higher than my ankle, not my ankle higher than my knee, then I've done a proper kick chamber, a proper side kick chamber. So one more time, my hand is resting and helping me balance. I'm going to pivot on the ball of my foot. I'm going to make my chamber, shoulder, hip, and heel. And if I want, I can put my hand straight out in a line. And I'm going to push my foot straight out. And I'm going to end with my heel protruding forwards, my toes angled downwards. And this is my full extension of my side kick. Now for my rechamber, I'm going to repeat that extension motion in the opposite direction, and then unpivot and set my leg down. So again, slow is fast. We want to practice this as slowly as we possibly can. So go ahead and pause the video and do that 5 times on each side. Once we finished this aspect, then we're going to do a very similar thing to what we did for our front kicks. So I'm going to pivot my foot, I'm going to support myself on the wall, and I'm going to lift my leg up as fast and high as I can and try and stop it as high as I can and control my leg out there for a count of 3 to 5. So I'm going to go up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then back down. Then up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then back down. Go ahead and repeat that process 5 times on each side. Go ahead and pause the video and resume it once you're done. So again, after we finish this aspect, your legs should still be on fire. If not, you're doing something wrong. Your legs should be on fire, and we're going to repeat the same process that we did with the front kick with the circles again. So I'm going to do my slow kick. I'm going to pivot, I'm going to support myself, I'm in a chamber, shoulder, hip, and heel. I'm going to go straight out, and I'm going to do 5 clockwise circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to do counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to rechamber and set my leg down, and I'm going to do that 5 times on each side. So again, go ahead and pause the video and do that yourself, and unpause it once you're done. So now that we've finished our front kicks and our side kicks, the third essential kick that we haven't worked on yet is a round kick or a turning kick. Now a round/turning kick is kind of a combination of a front kick and a side kick. So what I mean by that is it takes a little bit from both of these kicks. So for our round kick, we want to pivot our foot just like we do for our side kick. If I don't pivot my foot for a round kick, then I'm going to end up doing a front kick instead. Now what I mean by that is my base foot for my round kick still has to pick up and pivot, which is going to make my chamber, my shoulder, my hip, and my knee. Now my knee's gonna point where I'm kicking. Now from here, I'm gonna hinge out and around, hitting with the ball of my foot, my toes are pointed downwards. Then I can re-chamber and set it back down. Now if I don't pivot for a round kick, it will turn into a front kick. It's 100% the same as a front kick. However, that pivot is what changes my angle so I can go around and hit my target around, thus being called a round or a turning kick. So go ahead and do that process 5 times on each side and unpause the video once you're done. Now, once we finish doing our slow round kicks, we can't necessarily do the same exercises for the round kick as we did the front and the side kick. It's just a little bit of a weird kick for that, and I'm sure that your legs are burning by this point. So I've got one more challenge for you today to do. Now this, I don't expect to be perfect or 100%. However, this is a good challenge to push yourself on your balance, your stability, your strength, as well as your flexibility. And what we're gonna do are called the plus sign drills. Now, for those of you who have been around a little while, plus sign drills are quite a doozy, and they're made that way on purpose. Remember, a lot of the things that we do in Taekwondo are made to be more difficult, so that way we can build up the skills better and the techniques better. Now, when you're doing a plus sign drill, just like when you're doing a slow kick, make sure that you're paying attention to your technique. If you're just mindlessly throwing out techniques, you're building bad habits. Pay attention to what you're doing, and you'll notice a lot more progress and a lot better techniques than what you've done ever before. So for our plus sign drill, we're going to start in our left L stance, and we have 4 kicks that we're going to do in a row. Now, our goal is to do these again as slowly as possible. And we're going to do them 5 times on each side. So our first kick is just a back leg front kick. So I'm going to lift up my leg and do a nice slow front kick in front of me. Now, once I start a plus sign drill, I can't put my leg down until I finish a plus sign drill. So from this front kick, I'm going to turn it into a back kick. So to do that, I'm just going to look over my back shoulder and push my leg straight behind me. There's my slow back kick. Now, after I do my front kick and my back kick, I have to do a round kick over to this side of the leg that I'm kicking. So I brought my back kick back. I'm going to pivot my foot so I can kick over this direction, and I go around and I re-chamber. Now, I'm going to do a spin hook kick. Sometimes we do this as a Bandai Dolio Chagi. Today we're going to do a spin hook kick. So now, I'm going to push around my back shoulder. I'm going to spin all the way till I can see the wall behind me, and then I'm going to kick my leg out and continue going around, and when I get to this other side, I'm going to hook my leg around, land it, and then land in front. And you'll see I end up on my other side. So now I can do my plus sign drill on my other side. So I'm going to take my back leg and go slow. Front, back, round, and spin hook kick. Just like that. So go ahead and pause the video and do 5 on each side. Now, today, that's what I wanted to work on. I want to make sure that we can keep a really keen eye on our details and our technique to make sure that what we're doing as Taekwondo martial artists is the best that we can do it. So please practice this at home. You don't even have to practice it the one time through. You're welcome to practice it as many times through as you would like to. However, if this is something that you want to add to your daily practice routine, you'll notice your kicks and your abilities skyrocket in a really short period of time. So I always highly recommend it. So go ahead, work hard on those, and I'll see you on Thursday for the next video, and feel free to let me know if you need any help. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.